Hello everyone, it's Fern. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a simple but effective vintage look. Let's get right to it. I've never done a voiceover like this before, so it feels a bit weird. First of all, I have sprayed my face with a water-based primer. This will help moisturise my face and also help makeup stick to it. Next, I'm going to apply the foundation to my face. This foundation is quite sheer, so I've added quite a lot. Then I'm going to use a beauty blender to dab it on. You want to make sure you get in every crease, so make sure you don't forget the size of your nose. Now I'm going to be using a contour stick. My sister gave me this one. It wasn't a product I would usually use, but it ended up being one of my favourites, and it's cheap. I apply the contour to all of the parts of my face that I want to be shaded, that I want to give depth and add dimension. Just small lines, as the product is very malleable and blendable. I like to add shading to my natural bone structure just to enhance it rather than change it, apart from my jaw, where I need to literally create a jawline as mine seems non-existent. Also, I'm really sorry about the construction that is going on. I am trying to record as much as I can without having all the noise in the background, but it's kind of impossible. So I do apologise, and hopefully it's not going to be too distracting. Then I'm going to use my fingers to blend it by lightly tapping, starting with the nose, which I often find to be the hardest part. I use my fingers as I find them to be more precise, using what nature gifted me with. My nose bends to the side a little bit. Instead of covering this up, I just let it do its thing, because imperfections are what make us unique, as they all say. Of course, you can use contour to straighten it out though. I just use it to give it more definition. The contour under my lip is to make it look as though my bottom lip is sticking out more, giving it a pouty effect, which is honestly quite subtle. Now for the jaw. As you can see, I'm tapping it and pushing it along the jaw to give it more definition. I also do a thing called the double chin test, and it's to basically see if it looks weird when I'm chilling with a double chin, because my natural state is just a double chin, to be honest. Does it look like a weird line, or does it look natural? So, using a beauty blender, I continue to soften the lines until I'm satisfied, until I'm double chin friendly. Right, now for the cheeks, the second most important part after the jawline. A lot of people say if you want to look younger, you should apply the contour higher, but I like to apply it to where the bottom of my cheekbone is placed naturally and work my way up from there. More room to build upon, and it's more classic really. With the cheeks, I like to build the contour rather than just do the whole thing at once, as there's a lot of room for mistakes and you don't want to go too dark. So just apply it very lightly. As you can see, it has already made a difference. See? If you look at each side, you could tell the difference quite well, even just from a little bit. And then done. Right, I don't really need to do contour on the top of my head, my forehead, as I literally have a one head, but I do it so it all blends well together. Also, if you do have a bigger forehead, you can do this and it will make your forehead look smaller. Now I am going to do the eyebrows, using this eyebrow brush that is slanted and flat. That's the sort of brush you want to use for eyebrows. I'm using the Revolution Eyebrow Pomade. This part is self-explanatory, as you can see exactly what I'm doing. Once I draw the outline and then fill it in, I do the same on the other side to make sure that it's equal. For a vintage look, I like to make sure the brows are shorter in length compared to the modern day eyebrow trends, and arched at the far corners. A 1940s/50s type eyebrow. Now that the eyebrow shape is established, I'm going to dip into a dark brown eyeshadow that I will use on my brow as an overlay. The pomade enables the eyeshadow to stick nicely, while the eyeshadow makes the brows darker and gives them more of a matte finish. If you have made any mistakes or just want to neaten the brow, which I highly recommend, it's good to use your favourite concealer in a lighter shade and apply it smoothly under the brow, covering any jagged lines. This will also accentuate the brows overall and make the whole area more airbrushed and impactful. Since I have the concealer out, I now add it under my eye and reach down to the top half of my cheek. This will make a huge difference. It will help cover up any dark circles around the eyes and make the cheekbones appear to be lifted, giving your face a natural facelift without the surgery. It will make you look awake and youthful. The difference between the two sides are quite astounding. Not one being more beautiful than the other, but a nice transformation now and then. Now I do the other side. I apply some concealer above my lip and on the tip and bridge of my nose in between my eyebrows. Above the lip helps with the pouty effect. The tip of the nose makes it look more button-like, and the bridge of the nose makes the nose look less concaved. It just looks cute and neat. And then after that, I do the forehead, which just helps balance the whole thing out. Now, I use this invisible setting powder to set everything I have done in place, including the eyebrows. This setting powder leaves your face looking matte and smooth. Now for the liquid eyeliner, the scary part. I decided not to go with any eyeshadow because this is my casual vintage look, not my glam one. I always start eyeliner from the middle of the eye, brushing outwards to cover the whole lash line up to the outer corner. I make sure I get both sides as mirrored as I can. Then I begin on the tail. With the tail, I start from the outside and go in. I try not to go too high, as for a vintage look like this one I'm doing, I want my eyes to look more sultry and narrow, rather than cute and round. This part is always difficult, but you can't give up. I try and make the lines as curvy as possible, not jagged with sharp edges, so make sure the tail and the first part are smoothly connected, like this. Now for the scary part, trying to do the other eye the exact same. As you will see, I don't do it immaculately, so I have to edit each side until it's to my liking. I start on the outside again, roughly where I started on the first eye. With the eyebrows and nose, I don't worry too much about the symmetry, but when it comes to eyeliner, I like to be very precise. Also, if you do mess up a little, you can always dip into a concealer and neaten it up with a brush. Now I am going to prep my eyelashes. To do that, I just lightly pull on them and get rid of any eyeliner that might have attached itself to them. And then I'm going to add a fake lash. I have cut the lashes in half for this look and apply them to the outer half. I put glue on a little piece of cardboard and use the end of one of my brushes as the applicator. I did this because it was the best thing I could find. I then apply the glue to the fake eyelash, and then I'm going to use an eyelash applicator. You can always use tweezers, but I find the applicator to be really handy, and they often come with eyelashes when you buy them. I will put product details in the description. I lightly use my fingers to adjust them too. Whilst I wait for the glue to set, I start on my lips. Using a lip liner, I draw along the very edge of the Cupid's bow, making a very rounded shape as if I was to draw a heart. As I go down the sides, I keep it very narrow and curvy, like a scoop. As I bring the liner to the corners of my mouth, I make sure it curves out rather than doing a straight line or a positive curve, which looks more like a hump. I then adjust it to make it as symmetrical as possible. Lovely, now it looks like a little mustache, but that's what you want it to look like, that's good. Once I've done the top lip, I then start the underlip, starting from the centre again, going just over the edge of my natural lip line, so the line is conjoined to my natural lip as to not go overboard. I make the bottom lip slightly wider than the top lip, flattening the mid areas and doing positive curves on the corners, in shorter terms, a boat-shaped curve. Once the lip liner is done, I use this liquid lip in a muted peachy red colour. I light a shade to the lip liner and fill in the area between the lines. I chose a lighter / different colour as I want to have a slight ombre effect on my lips. The shape and colours really do add to the vintage vibe I'm going for today. Very romantic, pouty and feminine. Once I've filled in the area, I go back to the lip liner and shade the corners of both my top lip and bottom lip, enhancing the ombre effect. Now, back to the eyes. The glue is set now, so I congeal my real and fake eyelashes together using a mascara. But as you will see, I end up poking myself in the eye, and it really, really, really hurt. And then I do like a weird dance, a pain dance, like, yeah, it's cool, everything's fine, yeah. And I'm trying to like shake away the tears, don't cry. Don't want any of the tears coming down and ruining it. And then I use my jumper to try and help me, and then sheer disappointment, I'm miserable. And then I try and go back to it, but realise it still hurts. But I do finally end up getting over it and finishing the job. Then I use a powdered contour and add it to my cheeks, just to bronze them up to enhance the definition. I like doing this as I do love a hearty cheekbone. I tap and do light circles. To finish off, I use a light highlighter and add it to the peak of my cheekbones, the part where the light hits, and do a thin line brushing up and down using a fan brush. This illuminates the cheekbones even further and again accentuates them. I then do the same brush strokes to my nose, getting all the parts where the light hits. It just looks nice and rich. After the matte setting powder, it brings back some moisture. Also, just above the Cupid's bow and on the lip. Now, here is the finished result. I hope you found this helpful and enjoyed. If you want more videos in this format, like the voiceover and a bit more of a how-to type video, let me know. Like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram. All information will be in the description below. Thanks again and bye!